Welcome back. All right, so news of the day video, which has been delayed by a few hours because the Portman Bridge was closed. So we decided today, as the summer winds down, that I'd go with the family and we'd go out to Britannia Mining Museum, which I hadn't been to before. We did the going underground part and the whole mining thing. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But coming home, the Portman Bridge being closed made that less enjoyable. So a drive that should be about an hour and a half took a little over 3 hours. There's something about coming home that leads to really long drives lately. First coming home from the airport, now this. But then I get home, and this video should have been live already as I'm recording it. But so this is where we're at. We're journalism. This is why don't get your news from Twitter. Whatever you do, and I'm saying this as somebody who, when I'm putting together news videos, a lot of the time I'm using the Puckpedia, Elliot Friedman, Chris Johnston, Frank Saravelli, these reporters and the things that they report on Twitter to put together a news board. But what I mean is, so there's a rumor out there right now about Johnny Gaudreau. And I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen it on the channel, but I have to address it now because I guarantee there are people coming to this channel right now looking to say, what's Shannon going to say about it? I haven't seen a single report from anybody that to me says this is a legit report. There's a report that Johnny Gaudreau was struck or was in a freak accident and has passed along with someone else. Now, the thing is, the original tweet, which has been deleted, which is your first warning, said it happened in Philadelphia. Well, now everybody is clinging to this report that there were two cyclists who passed when they were hit in New Jersey, saying, well, Johnny Gaudreau lives in New Jersey. But the original report was the accident happened in Philadelphia. So keep in mind that that's what the report was. I have seen nothing, and I've been waiting about half an hour now for anything from anybody else. But now what's happening is, because it's Twitter, other accounts, which are not legitimate accounts, know that people are searching for this name, so they put out a post saying, oh yeah, no, this is true. This report is accurate. Condolences to his family, but yeah, this has happened. This is the dangers of social media right here, right in front of your face. This is where the idea of being first is more important than anything else. The original reporter is still saying, oh, prayers to the Gaudreau family, and denying that he wanted to be first. Okay, so if I got a phone call tomorrow saying, hey, I work at a McDonald's, and Connor McDavid was coming through, and he slipped, and he fell on his back, and he couldn't get up. I had to get him in an ambulance, and I don't know if he's going to be ready to go for the start of the season. I think he messed up his back badly. I'm not going to stand here in front of a whiteboard and tell you that happened. I'm not. Because I don't know that it did. Unless there's some kind of video evidence, I don't know what happened and what didn't. I think it's highly irresponsible to report on something. And in this case, now what I'm talking about with McDavid, that's not a major life-altering event, right? Like that's an injury. This is something that would alter the lives of so many people. This is something that would be absolutely earth-shattering. So in the event that it is true, I still say to the reporter who initially put this out there and then deleted the tweet, to hell with you, because you broke something you had no right to break whatsoever. And if it didn't happen, well, to hell with them for obvious reasons. Because just so irresponsible, so absolutely brutally over the top irresponsible. And I have talked about journalistic integrity before, and we're here again. Because we're in an era where clicks matter more than everything else. And, did you generate income? Well, why not? You should be generating some income with your gun. Like, it's not about the journalism now. It's about the money generated. It's about the clicks. It's about the interests. It's about building up your brand. And I don't like it. I don't like that this rumor's out there. And I wanted to address this before getting into the other news of the day, because this is just really irresponsible. And if you're coming at this and going, what are you talking about? It's on Twitter. And honestly, it's another example of how everything's kind of fallen apart on that platform, and people just read things and then they repost it, and they don't actually verify. And so there are people out there who are terrified for Johnny Gaudreau, and there are other people who are calling out the reporter on reporting this the way that it was reported. So I wanted to state this first because, again, I know there will be people coming to this video because that rumor's out there. But in the event that this rumor is not true, if he has a job, he should lose his job. And if it is true, he should probably still lose his job because it wasn't his place to report it when he did. Like, if something happens, like I said about the incident, just made up an incident with McDavid, I would tell Yvonne, because I know she's not going to tell anybody else. I tell Yvonne things that I hear, because I know she's not going to tell anybody else. But I'm certainly not going to come onto the channel, fire up the camera, and say, hey, guys, guess what I heard? I don't do that. I have had times where I've heard and seen things where I've said, man, I thought to myself, like, that's interesting, but I don't report on it because it's not my place to report on it. It's just not. Things that I hear about hockey players, things I hear about coaches, things I hear about and it does not get onto the channel because it's not my place to report it. I don't understand. The integrity seems to be gone. It's just gone. All right, jumping off my soapbox now. Let's get into the other news of the day. Nick Cousins has signed a 1-year contract with the Ottawa Senators worth $800,000. So for Nick Cousins, a fourth liner, and one that definitely has his share of detractors. There are fans that aren't a big fan of his game, but I think Sens fans will be okay with him. Cousins, yeah, he had some incidents this past season that definitely rode the line and crossed the line in some cases too, but still, he's a fourth liner, and I think he should be good for Ottawa. He just has to keep his nose clean a little bit out there. Jesper Fast. So this has come out that he has had neck surgery. He's not expected to play this season. So I did the Carolina season preview last night so I could go out today. And I had hoped nothing would change for Carolina, but it did. And so, yeah, Fast not expected to play. I didn't have him in the top 4 lines, though. So in all likelihood, Fast probably would have been an extra forward for them. And hopefully he's ready to play next season. But it sounds like if it's going to keep him out all of this season, it could be career-threatening in its nature. Austin Watson's reportedly signed a professional tryout with the Detroit Red Wings. Watson, another fourth-line player. A little bit of toughness, a little bit of grit there, too. So for Watson, all the best to him in his attempts to join the Detroit Red Wings, who still have not signed Seider or Raymond, which is weird because I did the season preview days ago and still hasn't happened. And concerning news for Canucks fans here that Artur Shilovs has a knee injury that's going to keep him out of Olympic qualifying. So Gudlevskis gets to be the Latvian goaltender. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, Gudlevskis is still playing. That's great. I liked Gudlevskis. You didn't? I don't care. So Shilovs is kept out of qualifying, which if you're a Canucks fan, is going to take your heart and just have it, boom, hit the floor. Because we already know Demko's out with this phantom, weird, once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-century kind of injury, apparently. Depending on which report you follow. And again, it depends on which reporting you follow. But hearing that Shilovs is out, and he should be just fine for training camp. Yep, and they're expecting Demko to be just fine for the first game of the regular season. There has to be some level of panic in the Vancouver organization, doesn't there? There has to be. Because, we're 3 weeks away from training camp. If he has some kind of knee inflammation that's keeping him out of Olympic qualifying, couldn't that keep him out of preseason games? Couldn't that leave the Canucks in a position where Patera could be their starter? All right, we'll see how things go. But for Vancouver right now, goaltenders, it's kind of a bit of a mess. So there you go. News of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. And again, I really hope this rumor is false, debunked, kicked right out the door. I'll do one last check on the whole Twitterverse and see if there's been any updates, and if there's no updates, and I'm hoping that the updates are, yeah, it's all false, I'll go ahead and upload this. If there's some kind of update where it looks like it's true, then I will remake this video, but I'm still going to be mad at the reporter either way. But yeah, so there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It does mean a lot. Hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for everything. And, of course, I'll be starting off tomorrow with another look at the seasons. I'm up to 95, 96 tomorrow. I've got a Philadelphia Flyers logo on the preview board, so I'll be previewing the Flyers season. And I'm thinking about maybe the Capitals tomorrow as well. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.